everybody, my name is Ryan and I am the Laser Noob. So today what we're going to be working on is I'm going to show you guys how to set up a template. I'm using the XTool D1 10 watt. I got the honeycomb set up. I'm going to show you guys how I got the honeycomb centered on my laser in the bed every single time. It's in the exact same spot. I'm going to show you how to get your basswood on top of the honeycomb in the exact same spot every time. It's really easy. Some wooden dowel pins and some little plastic honeycomb pins and everything centered. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do today. It's really easy. You'll be able to just put your honeycomb in there. It's always going to be centered. You can put your basswood on there. It'll be in the exact same spot. All you have to do is open up Lightburn, go to that project, and start going. It's real easy. So stick around and let's see how this works out. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I actually had my laser down, all centered with my feet, so my laser is always in the same position. So what I did is I put my honeycomb down in there and I made some marks with just a marker on the side once I knew it was centered, and just drilled a hole, 4 holes, so 2 for the bottom and then 2 along the side. So now anytime I put my honeycomb in there, it's in the exact same spot. I push it all the way to this side, push it all the way to the bottom. Bob's your uncle. Honeycomb is always centered. So laser's centered, honeycomb is centered. Some wooden dowel pins, tap them in. Nice and easy. So now all I got to do is get my backing in there. Then I can take my honeycomb, push it down to those pins, push it over to these pins, and now my honeycomb is always going to be in the exact same position. Now all I got to do is set my laser down back in the feet, down here, and it is good to go. Okay, so I got my laser back in. Now the next thing I did is I took a piece of basswood, and what I did is I set it down on my bed. All right, so it's on the honeycomb. Then to make sure that was centered, I had my laser on with the crosshairs, and basically all I did was pull the laser down to make sure that that wood was centered on there and it wasn't off to the center or something like that. So I know once my laser went down all the way down and it stayed in the exact same spot right along that edge, that I was centered. Okay. Then what I did is I took some pins and I put some of those pins in. So now, whenever I need to, I can just put a piece of basswood in here, and the basswood is in the same spot. All right. Now, if I ever need to take those pins out, I want to know where they go back. So I just took some blue painter's tape, and what I did is I just made a little mark on the line where my pin comes over. So it is on this line right here, and I'm going in 4. So in 1, 2, 3, in the 4th hole. Same thing down here. It's on this line right here, and I'm 4 holes in. And I did the same thing on the bottom in 2 different spots. So now, no matter what, even if I take those pins out, I know that if I come down and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, it's in the same spot. Wood's in the same spot. All right? So now our wood's in the same spot, our honeycomb's in the same spot, our laser's in the same spot. So now all we have to do is burn our template. We can take that off, put it back on anytime we want, and it's all done. So let's go ahead and burn that, and we'll check it out. All right, so our laser is centered. Our honeycomb is centered. We got our pins in. We can throw a piece of basswood in here. All the way to the bottom, all the way to the left, nice and tight. So now we know exactly where our pins go. we know exactly that everything is all centered. Laser centered, honeycomb centered, wood centered. So now all we got to do is get our laser at this very, very top corner up here. We want that right on that edge. So we've done this in previous videos. We're going to go to our move panel. We're at 22 millimeters. We're going to go ahead and move that laser down and move it over. So I'm not quite on that edge. I'm going to reduce that to 2 millimeters. Whoop. 2. And I'm going to move it up. So right there. And that is right on that edge. So what I want you guys to look at now is you have up here, you have now XY coordinates for exactly where your laser is. So this is our start for our template. Okay. So what we do is we go down here to manage. And when you hit add new, it brings in those X and Y coordinates and you can name it. So I name mine coaster start. So it's 74 and 36. That's this one here. All right. So you name it coaster template start or whatever you want to name it and hit OK and it'll save it. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to set that as our origin. So we're going to go set origin. All right. Now we want it to move out of the way when it's done. And what we're going to do now is we'll move that back up to 22 millimeters. Move it out of the way. Wherever you want. Okay, so now you have 36 and 30. Okay, so that position right there, you can go to your saved positions, go to manage, add new. You have those positions right there, 36 and 30, and you can name that coaster template end. Okay, and just hit OK and it'll save it. So that way it's there. And then you hit set finish position. Now, when you're done burning that, it's going to move it out of the way. You can pull those pieces out, put coasters right in, go back to your go to origin, and you put your pictures in there, and you're good to go. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to origin. And we're going to go ahead and frame this. So when you do your template, you'll see how the outline here is red, this red dash. I made that's 300 millimeters by 300 millimeters, which is the size of my basswood sheet. Exactly. All right. I don't want it to burn that, but I need that there so it doesn't just start using the top edge of my circles and the side edges of my circles as the starting point, because that'll burn it right on the very edge of this wood. So what I do is I just make that square a different layer. And I go in and I put it on output. So it's showing, but it's not going to burn. All right. So that's why it framed good like that. If I actually take that out, let's go control. It's just delete it. All right. Now watch when I go to frame it, it's going to frame it all right along this edge and the top edge. So we'll go ahead and frame. See, right along that top edge. And right along the side edge. So we'll hit Control Z. We'll bring that back in. We'll frame it one more time so you can see the difference. Much better. All right, so we got that all good. And all we need to do now is start and get our circles cut. Okay, so our template is all cut. All I've done is up here, I've marked my top corner. So I know when I pull that template off, no matter what, I know that's going to be this top corner. So easy for me to remember. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to shut the laser off. I'm going to pull the template out, take all the pieces out. I'm going to put the template back in, and then we're going to put some coasters in it, and we're going to see how it all turns out and see if I did it right. Okay, so I've shut the laser off. I've taken the template completely out. The only thing I did notice is now that it's cut, it's got a little warp to it, but that's okay because these pins can actually be used to help hold that down. And I have some extras. I can put one over here and I can put one up top. So let's go ahead and add those real quick so we're nice and flat. All right, so we've got those added. Move this down here. So I've always got my laser to go to home, top left corner, whenever the power turns on to it and it hooks up to Lightburn. So let's go ahead and turn that on. All right, so that's in. I'm nice and flat now. My pins are holding everything down. Let's go ahead and throw some coasters in there. So my coasters are 90 centimeters across. I made the holes 91 centimeters. So they fit in there nice and perfect. They're snug. There's hardly any movement at all. So I'm not worried about, you know, a bunch of slack where I'm not going to have a centered product. So now we'll move that window out of the way. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to, I don't want to show that. I don't want to show that. And I've already got my logo in. So let's go ahead, select that, and I'm going to hit preview. Not that one. I'm going to output that. There we go. Now I can hit preview. There we go. It says it's going to take an hour and 41 minutes. I don't know about all that. Shouldn't take that long to burn some coasters. So, oh. We need to not output that line. Still an hour and 30 minutes. We'll see what happens. So we've got, we're going to hit OK. We've got our output here is off for our line, which was our circles. Output here, that was for our square. And we are outputting and we are showing the logo. So with that, let's go ahead and go to origin. Looking good so far. And let's frame that. Man, that looks pretty good. So our power is 30% and our speed is supposed to be 120 millimeters a second. 120. Actually 125 on cork. And okay, we'll preview it one more time. Hour and 13 minutes, that helped. Okay, and we should be set to go. Let's go ahead and start it. Okay, did something funky here. What is going on? That's why. So this is going to take a while because it's filling each one at the same time instead of just individually. So I got a lot of extra movement here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this real quick. All right. We're going to go back to home. Going to go to our cuts and layers, and we're going to go individually. Now, let's see what our preview looks like. 54 minutes. That's much better. So now I'm definitely doing a little bit quicker. All right, I'm just going to take these. For now, I'm just going to turn them over. And let's try that one more time. Hey, how about that? It worked. I love it when a plan comes together. So, I mean, the nice thing about this is it's reusable. I mean, you store the wood somewhere, you know, where it's dry climate. It's not going to warp. But if it's not warped too bad, you can use the pins, you know, to hold everything down. And I mean, this is nice because now all I got to do is, you know, I've got my company logo here. All I got to do is flip this thing over, you know, and now I can engrave, you know, my custom message here, you know, custom engraving, blah, 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 blah. Anything you want, you know. So that's the nice thing. And I can put this away. And when I need to burn some more, I can burn some more. And I don't have to worry about doing this whole thing all over again. It's already there. So now I'm going to burn the backside of these with my message. And I'm going to see how that looks. And you know, when I'm all done, I'll show you guys the end result and we'll see how it goes. So there you guys go. I mean, it's really not all that difficult. It took me a little time to figure out how to do it, but I'm constantly messing with Lightburn, trying to figure new stuff out so I can show you guys. But I mean, that's it. There's my template. See, I mean, I got top written there. I always know that's my top left corner. I'm going to put this away and I can pull it out in 6 months from now if I want. Put it in there. You know, my honeycomb is marked. I've got my pins. I mean, it's really super easy. So, I mean, that was 9 coasters. It took a while to burn them, you know, because of my design and I'm doing them front and back. So 9 coasters took me a couple hours, but I set it and do some other stuff. So not that big a deal. So, but, you know, there's the front. There's the back. Sorry, my phone number's covered up. But my plan with these is, and the reason I'm doing these is when I go to a craft fair or I go set up a booth somewhere like I did yesterday, you know, people walk by, they may not buy something today, but I can be like, here's a free coaster. Instead of a business card, here's a free coaster. You know, look, they're cheap. If they throw it away, they throw it away. But they might keep it, and you never know. I might get a phone call down the road saying, hey, you know, can I get 20 coasters or 100 coasters or whatever? So, but yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from the video. If you guys have any comments, please leave them down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button over there, right there. Hit the like button down here and leave me any comments you guys, you know, feel necessary. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys have a great day and we'll see you next time.